Hey Sarah. Yeah, this game is cool. It's worth picking up. Um, it definitely wears its influences on its sleeve for sure. So, all right, options. Well, my load is right at the end of the game, so that's not really too useful. So let's start a new game. A new game when we started. Yes. You know, there was a time in my life where I would be nervous about, like, oh, if I start a new game, am I gonna erase my other one? And, no, because that's not how save files work. Do you want to turn on in-game voices? No. That's annoying. So this is, made by, Tokyo RPG Factory, which is a Squaresoft subsidiary. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have started a party so the game audio goes down. That's okay. Can you hear me okay? Okay, cool. So, Tokyo RPG is a subsidiary of Square, and their job basically is to, no, I don't want to change Ender's name, is to make games like this. They have another game that just came out called Lost Sphere, that came out, a couple weeks ago, I guess. And these games, absolutely, where they're... I just had to get up for a second to turn my heat off. These games, like, super wear their influences on their sleeves. So, you know, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, stuff like that. So your mission in this game is to recover a young girl, Setsuna. Oh no, she's actually not the one who's she's not the one who's kidnapped. She's the next one to go, though. Or something like that. So yeah, so you know, 16-bit PS1 RPGs are definitely what this game's all about. And it's out on PS4, Steam, and it just came out on the Switch. Well, actually, it came out on the Switch probably in the summer. Visually, I think there's a bit of a influence by Final Fantasy VII as well. At least how I remember it. Yeah, so you run into enemies. Yeah, they're really cool. This game has really pretty graphics. The soundtrack for this game is really cool too. It's mostly piano. It's really like kind of melancholic and sad. Yeah, so you run into, like in any other game, you run into monsters. And you can move around in here, which is pretty cool. And it's active time, like in, Final Fantasy games. Active time. Of course, yes, I'm very aware of this. I've been playing these games for 30 years. So you got items and tech, which you'll use later, but you can just attack. Now you start getting items that you can turn around and make tech out of, which is like their kind of version of like magic and stuff like that. And there are ways to do like really sick combos and stuff like that, like in Chrono Trigger. These first couple battles are mostly tutorial. Yeah, the techs, they're called Sprite Knights. Yeah, and there's two kinds. There's command, which is like, you know, regular magic, and then supports or stuff that happen just automatically throughout a battle. And you can set up, you know, different stuff with your characters. My first run through this game, I did a fairly aggressive setup, and that, I don't know, sometimes that wasn't, I was able to brute force my way through a lot of the game, but I probably shouldn't have done it that way. Yeah, so you gotta equip. So yeah, so you've got Cyclone, and that does a couple combos. X Strike is a really good one. Yeah, me too. I'm very happy that there are games like this today. The other one that Tokyo RPG just put out is called Lost Sphere. There's a demo out that's pretty good. I played it on the Switch. I'm gonna pick it up on the Switch probably. Yeah. I was talking to a class in the fall about, they found out that I did the podcast, and they were talking about, oh, do you like this game? Do you like this game? And it was all like, you know, Call of Duty and all that crap, and I was just like, no. Yeah, so now you can do the text. So Cyclone. And if the enemies are close like that, you can hit them both, which is cool. Yeah, a lot of them were playing Destiny 2, and I was like, yeah, I can't play those games. I was trying to hype up, you know, like more traditional RPGs to them. Because, you know, if you played Fire Emblem, I mean, that's, you know, more of a sort of a traditional RPG. So one of the problems in this game is the characters aren't very well developed. I think Ender is supposed to be kind of like a Cloud character, but his dialogues are always... He's just kind of like, whatever, I don't care. Which is actually, from what I've played of more modern Final Fantasy games, to me, modern Final Fantasy games are like 7 and above. I don't like the real emo protagonists. Yeah, so you can save here. Oh wait, we're just messing around here. We don't need to save. Yeah, so as you were saying, you know, it's the snow effects are really nice in this game. It's really pretty. I don't think I've even played Final Fantasy 13. I remember, you know, so 7 is, you know, a classic for a reason. And then 8 came out and was kind of terrible. 8 came out the same day that the Dreamcast did, which was a real problem for it, because everybody got a Dreamcast and was like, this Final Fantasy game kind of sucks. And then 9 is really cool because it's like a more retro game. And then remember 10 came out, and I got it, and I played it for probably about 5-10 hours and did not enjoy it at all. So let's Cyclone him. Ooh, ow! Crap, I'm running out of, Ow. There we go. Alright, we'll just brute force our way. Come on. There we go. I played, in the summer, I picked up the reissue of Final Fantasy XII, which I should like, because it takes place in the same, like, world as, Tactics, but I didn't like it. I ended up, getting rid of it pretty quick. I think on my PS4, I think I have, the one that's the online one. I think I have some version of that I just kind of messed around in. Yeah, 14. That sounds right. We used to have an English adjunct that was real into PC gaming. I remember he used to talk about it all the time. This is our job. I love it. The tribe of people that make their living as mercenaries. What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a mercenary. Oh wow, that's everybody else in the town is a mercenary. Yeah, as I was saying, I think one of my big criticisms of this game, you know, it's fine, but the plot isn't really that developed. And you really see it with Setsuna. She's kind of, oh, how do I say this? I forget how I said this when I reviewed it, but she's just like she's like just like like a doll that you just kind of put in whatever you want, like story-wise and whatnot. She just kind of fits the scene. You know, she's this real kind of waif, pale redhead. Did you see that Tomb Raider tweet I was talking about last night? About how, I guess for certain kinds of people, the new Tomb Raider game isn't, you know, like, formed properly. These people are so pathetic. Oh. Oh, and trust me, people have thought that since those games first came out in, like, what, 95, 96, something like that. We had a friend in high school who was, like, super horny for Lara Croft, and it was very uncomfortable to be around him when he was playing it. He'd be all like he'd sound like Beavis and Butthead when he played it, like, haha, boobs, boobs. It's just like, okay, dude, like, whatever. And they were like PS1 polygonal breasts, you know, that were all pointy and weird. That was such a weird time. Douglas Copeland, you know, the real famous author, he wrote a book about Lara Croft back then. It was just the weirdest thing. I don't know. I never really got that. Yeah, I saw that this weekend. I saw pictures of that. That's great. Yeah, so originally Ender's supposed to kill Setsuna, but, you know, of course he doesn't. It'd be a pretty short game if he did. Yeah, you know, it's a pretty cliche plot, and it's ground that Final Fantasy treaded a few times. I mean, that's kind of the beginning of Final Fantasy IV. You know, where the protagonist is supposed to he bombs a village, like literally, like bombs a village, and then Cecil, he ends up you know, regretting doing it. This is one of those, like, just following orders kind of things. And here's some of the music. This game has, like, a really nice soundtrack. I played through this last winter. So, not this winter, but, like, the previous winter. And it was, like, super broody. But this time last year, you know, the Switch was out, and I was playing Breath of the Wild like 7 hours a day over spring break. over spring break last year, I went around, I got it in my head that I needed to open up the entire map of Breath of the Wild, which is this massive, massive game. And so I just kind of sit down every afternoon and just play for hours, just walking around. And I mean, that thing I always kind of talk about on the podcast of like going for a walk. And I just walked and, went around and found all the towers around that open up the map. And I got every one of them except for one that it like wasn't accessible at the time. So yeah, so the basic idea behind this game is every 10 years a sacrifice is sent to the monsters, and Setsuna is chosen as the next one. And you're supposed to, but of course you don't, kill her. The game I'm going to stream next Monday on New Game Monday, Cosmic Star Heroine is another like old school RPG. And that game has a great soundtrack too. Yeah, I guess that's what we're calling it. Why not? I love that. I love that snow effect. It's really cool. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I totally agree. This game has great foleying too. Like the soundtrack on like listen to his walking and how it changes when he's in the snow. That's really good. That's something I always pay attention to because as a kid I watched so many cartoons. And, there were cartoons that had really good foley, like The Simpsons. The early seasons has such amazing foleying. And it's just something I always notice. Like, it sounds like you're actually, like, going through the snow. I know you've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn a lot. I kind of got stuck in DLC, so I stopped for now. But that game has some beautiful snow scenes in it, especially in the DLC. There's a part where you get up on top of this mountain, and it's just this like really, really pretty snowstorm. Yeah, so this is our overworld, which, looks like an old, Super Nintendo PS1, game. Yeah, the whole world is snowy. It's kind of snow world. Which is pretty cool. I love that there's a let me see the snow coming down even. I love that, like in Breath of the Wild, well, in like a lot of Zelda games, but the Zora's domain where it rains all the time, Like, that's really cool. I love the names for people. Contemplative young man. Toothless old man. So his wife was one of the sacrifices. Wow, that's really brutal. Jeez. Youthful woman. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I was saying, I think that's one of my big criticisms of the game, if I have it, is that the actual characters aren't really too I mean, they do get some narrative, but not a ton. Here's a merchant. The apothecary. I used that word in class one day, and no one knew what it meant. Me and my big words with my master's degree. Yeah, so you can buy, I mean, it's just typical RPG stuff. Potions, ethers, antidotes. Crescent grass does paralysis, confusion. Instead of Phoenix down, you have Athenian water. Tents. Yeah, we always have tents. So let's pick up, actually, let's wait, because there's another store. I have this thing about always having even numbered, like rounded up amounts of potions and stuff like that. And at the beginnings of RPGs, it always annoys me that I can't just buy, like, oh, I need 20. And, you know, you get out of a dungeon or something and you have 17. I always have to buy to get back up to, say, 20. Or whatever I decide is the amount I need. That started a long time ago for me with the first Final Fantasy. The part in the Nintendo Guide where they showed you, oh, I guess they just kind of pointed out that, oh, hey, you know, you're pretty far into the game. You could get 99 potions now. You've got the money. And it was just like, what? Whoa. And I did it, and then it was just, like, I just started to kind of have to always keep it up that high. I was just moving a piece of paper. I just saw them off like this, too. We are powerless to do anything else. Yeah, so even like that, the way that door opens, that's, you know, it's really good. That's a really good effect. Oh, we got a snowman. The first Final Fantasy game was a great example of a game where I got so burned by not having enough potions or Phoenix Downs or ethers or whatever. like a bunch of times. That's why I'm such a big fan too of modern like save states and games and stuff like that. That game just like tortured me. You'd beat you know, a dungeon, you'd beat the boss at the end of it, and then you'd have to walk back through. And I mean, later on in the game, you could just warp out, you know, with magic. But if you didn't have that magic, you were in trouble. Yeah, these are locked until pretty late in the game. You get a way to unlock them, and I don't know, I never really bothered to go back and unlock them all. Passionate young man. She's so kind, she's so beautiful, she's absolutely perfect. That's why I think she's perfect for me. Dude, stop putting women on pedestals. It's gross. Oh, Setsuna's a sacrifice, and I'll just forget about her. Ew. Alright, where am I going? No, I already talked to this guy. Round-faced man. Wait, what did he say? Even just getting through the Dashire Woods is hard. Oh yeah, that's the woods at the top. Right. It's funny how much the first Final Fantasy game really, like, set how I would play games. That and the first Dragon Quest that we knew was Dragon Warrior, you know, in the old days. Did I go in here? I talked to you. Let me talk to you. Maybe if I forget what you gotta do here. Maybe you just have to go up to the woods. Yeah, because I think I've done everything in the town. Dragon Warrior was such a slow game. I didn't really get into those games until way later. Yeah, see, like, gotta get one, so I have 10. Alright, let's get a couple of ethers. Oh, did I just order 11 of them? Shit, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to get 2. And it's okay. Damn it. I got stuck real bad once in Dragon Warrior, the first one. I got some kind of cursed bracelet that you couldn't take off, and I just gotten through a part of the game, and anywhere you went wearing that cursed bracelet, they would like kick you out of, like, if you went back to the castle, and they'd be like, oh no, you can't come here, and you ended up having to just, like, you know, because you couldn't save, so you'd have to reset. And I remember just being so mad. And I did it twice. I ended up with it. Because I don't know. Yeah, it sucked. It definitely did. Is there anything over here? Yeah, I guess we'll go to the woods. Oh, Pengi. Yeah, so a lot of the enemies, they buff themselves, too. And you see their exact kill, you get bonuses for doing stuff like that. And some of the Sprite Knights are stuff that you can only get, like, the parts for, like the items you obtain, if you do certain things. And when I was first playing through this game last year, I kind of didn't realize that until probably about 80% of the way through the game. And then I had to kind of backtrack a little bit to find other stuff. And so you could go around battles if you really wanted to, but here, I'll run, like you were saying, I'll run around a little bit. Run around the snow. We'll make a circle around him. This game has really pretty music. And then the Pengy sees you and he goes, grrr. And they're not going to take much off you. Oh, I just realized I never changed the game that I was playing on Twitch. Oh well, that's okay. I mean, I don't know how many people would be searching for this game anyway. I did get Twitch to update the game I was playing name. I finally got that to work. So there's two of them, so let's cyclone them. And because they're close like that, you can take them both out. Yeah, the exact kill, it's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, there are enemies that you have to kill them with different things like fire or water, stuff like that, and then you can get different items that you can make Sprite Knights with. And it kind of took me a while to realize that that was a thing. Yeah, you don't want to fall off here, that's right. Yeah, this is where you need to go. Right, Setsuno's up there. There's nothing else over here. Yeah, there she is. I don't know why, but it seems you're after my life. Yeah, because you're holding a gigantic fucking sword in my face. Oh, they have a monument for the sacrifice. It's like the Stanley Cup. But even if you do not kill me, my life will end soon enough. That is, bleak. I am. Wait for it. Oh, we got a game title. Thanks to Mystery Science Theater 3000 for always riffing when a character in a movie says the title of the movie. They're always like, woo, we got a title. It's like broken my brain. Hooded Girl is a big part of the game later on. Yeah, she's wearing a hood. A couple of philosophical questions here. Let's go with where am I? So at this point in the game, I thought, again, I always think games are going to be much more evil than they actually are. I was like, oh, these people are all in on some, like, cult or something. It's like Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. And, it's going to end up, that they're going to try to sacrifice him or something. Games never end up being as satanic as I think they're going to be. As we discussed in Castlevania last week. We were talking about that during the Castlevania 2 stream last week, that a lot of the villages in that game are so creepy, and I used to always think, like, I don't know, something was going to come out of the wall at me or something. Especially in the village where there's only one person, it's a woman that says to you, hey, she says something like, hey, you should marry me and stay here with me. And I was like, gotta go, bye. No, I never change names. I want it to be canonical, man. And again, the entire tribe are mercenaries. The only time I ever changed names that I can remember was the first time I played Earthbound. I changed all the names to, oh god, this is so embarrassingly dorky, to like people I knew, and I remember I changed the one the one female in it, I changed her to this girl Alicia that I had a crush on. I was in like 10th grade. That's like really dorky. I actually used to do that with baseball stars also. I used to add, because you could add women to your teams, and I would make all my pictures girls that I liked. And my catcher was always this girl Teresa that I had a big crush on in middle school. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so this person, like I said, ends up being a big part of the game later. At the end. You know, there's a big reason why she's really protective of Setsuna. Of course you do. Oh, we're guillotining people. There you go. Socialist village. I wonder if this village has a DSA chapter. Oh, you know, you talk about guillotines and then you take it away. Hey, ever want to, like, freak out assholes in your life? Start talking about how your favorite revolution is the French Revolution, because that's the one where they guillotined people. That unnerves people for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it's Setsuna, because of course it is. Yeah, it's a great conversation starter for sure, you know. Of course, Setsuna protected you. Because she's just, you know, perfect. Uh-oh. Monsters. Oh, Puzzle's walking by. Hi, Puzzle. Yeah, we gotta fill the prison so all the private prison industry of the town gets you know, make some profits, and then they'll donate to our next political campaigns. Yeah. Come for the retro game streaming, stay for the leftist prison abolition commentary. Where did Puzzle go? Oh, he's going to eat. Okay. I actually apparently offended someone that was listening to the podcast because I made some like random leftist comment about a game. And I was just kind of like, Ugh. Alright, so we can combo X-Strike. Let's X-Strike again. The only problem with combos is they take up a lot of MP. But you see there, you got a link kill. Yeah, it's apparently one of those things they do in those shithole states. Oh, here we go. Let's just beat him regular. I forget what else she has. Charge. Charge shows the enemies with magical energy induce super speed. Sure. Yeah, they are pretty cute. I like when they bare their fangs and they're like, Rah! Oh, here we go. I guess that's a walrus? Maybe? Alright, let's ether her so we can do combos. Yeah, they're kind of weird looking. Oh, Pengi's treasure. Oh, we can't leave. Okay. Actually, I gotta pause too. Puzzle's getting into shenanigans. I'll be right back. Hey! Stop messing with that. Okay. Puzzle was getting up to no good. So let me So tonight, we're drinking some of that same brandy from last week. I actually just finished the bottle. It's really good. Alright, where do I gotta go? These guys. Alright, combo, here we go. Yeah, wreck them. There we go. That should kill him, yeah. Whew. Oh, there we go. We just had to kill all the enemies. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, oh no, indeed. So if you've played this game before, like I have, so much of her, Ederna, I think that's how you say that, so much of her dialogue makes so much sense, once you know what happens at the end of the game. Alright, so he's got, let's see, we got Cyclone, X-Strike. Yeah, so Setsuna is more of like a mage kind of character. She's mostly there for buffs and stuff like that. So we got Cyclone, Cure. Can she equip anything else? No. Can you equip anything else? No. Okay. Oh yeah, you can edit sprite names. I don't know why you'd want to do that though. Alright, let's go, oh, you know what we should do? Oh, shit, right, she's okay, whatever. We got more ethers. Come on. Combo, X-Strike. Later on in the game, there is... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Later on, you can get Sprite Knights that'll show you how many they have. It's super useful. We put some kind of rehabilitation on them, too. Come on, combo. There we go. Yeah, a little while later in the game, you start getting Sprite Knights. That's one of the things they allow you to do, is to see how many, HP the enemy has. But yeah, before that, yeah, it kind of sucks to not know. Only an attempted murder. So this line right here ends up, the ritual sacrifice to repeat it over and over again in order to bring us into the future, is like a super tell for what's gonna happen later. I heard what happened. Dude, you were here! You fought off the monsters. Where were you? Ugh. See, Setsuna is in favor of removing the death penalty. It's very progressive of her. She favors rehabilitation over something punitive. I like how he throws his hands up as he says what his name is. Go by yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure. I usually, the first time through, I usually picked out the, you know, what the, like, quote-unquote kind of right one. I'm not sure what happens. Yeah, so there's just the two of them. Yeah, it's not quite, you know, Rogue Femme Shepherd in Mass Effect or something like that, where you hit, whatever it was, R1 or whatever, and then you put a gun to somebody's head. Yeah, I usually pick the goody-goody answer too, except in Mass Effect was where it was just like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna put a gun to your head and you're gonna do what I want. Was always, I was just like, yes, I can do that. Actually, kind of in a lot of BioWare games, actually. I guess in Dragon Age I kind of did too. Particularly in Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 came up this weekend on Twitter. Somebody was talking about it when we were talking about like who we romanced, and I was talking about Meryl because she's an adorable elven lesbian mage that also, you know, uses blood magic and whatnot. She's complicated. What time is it? 9:12. We'll play till like 9:30. Yeah, I mean, I do. I like BioWare too. I did not like the new Mass Effect game that much. I like the multiplayer in it. That was really fun for a while. But I found that I was playing... it was out for like 3 weeks, and I'd played like an hour of the actual game and probably like 30 hours of the multiplayer, and I was like, oh, wait, oh... That's not good. And Dragon Age Inquisition, in retrospect, is kind of crappy. They're just talking the new episode of Axe of the Blood God. They were talking about games that have a lot of fetch quests, and that's a game that has like 20 hours of plot and like 80 hours of like go find stuff. And it's really annoying. That first Dragon Age game, the Origins, is so good. It was one of the locked ones, right? Yeah. Origins, and then the second one's... I think the second one's better than people say it is. There we go. And of course, Mass Effect 2 and 3 are really good. They wouldn't, in Inquisition, they wouldn't let me, the character I wanted to romance the most, which was Scout Harding. Like, you could flirt with her, but you couldn't actually romance her, which was annoying. at the end of the game, they make it seem like you can. Like, she basically says something like, hey, once the final battle's done, let's talk. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like, nothing really happens. Although she keeps, in the DLC, she keeps flirting with you. And there's a character in one of them that asks you if you took that adorable scout out on a date yet. And if you say yes, they're just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer, because most of the options in that game were crappy. Like, Sarah is, like, a really shitty character. And, like, she's all like, blimey, you know, I got my politics from Hot Topic. I think she's supposed to be, like, a Harley Quinn kind of character, and she's just kind of, like, annoying. And then the other really cool character in Dragon Age Inquisition that you can't really do anything with is Dagna, who's this dwarf that comes to help you with your magic. And she's just like a weirdo, and it's pretty cool. And then in Mass Effect, I romanced a trainer. The person who runs the ship. Her and Shepard have a steamy shower scene at the end of the game. Oh, look, we're back here. What's going on outside? Yeah, the music is really somber, melancholic. Yeah, it's a great soundtrack. I'm pretty sure you can buy it on Steam. Next Monday's, like I was saying, next Monday's Cosmic Star Heroine. That game has a really awesome soundtrack. Like super mid 1990s RPG. Like Chrono Trigger, you know, Lunar, Phantasy Star. Lunar's such an underrated game. I wish I would get a reissue. The PS1 version is really expensive. And so's the Sega CD one. I actually owned the PS1 one back then, but I got rid of it. Because I don't know. I was kind of stupid back then. I didn't realize, like PS1 games would get so expensive. And I think I kind of thought, too, that stuff would all get released digitally, like, forever. And, I mean, some of it is, but Lunar's not. There's a version of Lunar... want to say there's a different there's a version of Silver Star Story on the Vita, I think, but it's like a redone version. It's not the same. But Lunar was a really cool game. The PS1 had so many good RPGs. You know, Final Fantasy VII, 9, Tactics, Lunar, Front Mission 3, Suikoden. Suikoden 2 is a really good game. Tales of Fate, Secret of Mana, all those Final Fantasy reissues. They reissued in like 2001, 2002 maybe. They reissued the first Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, 4, 6. Wait, what was it? It was 1, 2. Like the real 2, 4, 5, 6, and Chrono Trigger. Because, you know, there'd never been 2, like the real Final Fantasy 2 had never been in the States before. And that game is insufferable. Like, it has mechanics that, you know, games have now, such as you only gain experience when you do things, but for like an old game like that, it's really annoying. And in 1, actually the version of Final Fantasy 1 on the PS1 is really good. The version of Chrono Trigger is really bad, and so is the Final Fantasy 6. They're just bad ports. And then 5 had never been in the States before, and it's pretty good. It's kind of buggy, though. There are some issues when you try to save. It kind of makes your system go all crazy after you save. And the version of 4 is okay. There are better versions. And in the real Final Fantasy 3, you know, the Final Fantasy 3 that was here was 6. The real Final Fantasy 3 wasn't reissued until it's on the DS. It was finally reissued. I own it. I haven't played it. I should for the podcast. I hear it's good. They were talking about it on Retronauts a while ago. And we're gonna do an episode on 6 at some point this year. I just started replaying it on the SNES Classic. I'm a couple hours in. That game's kind of a masterpiece. Oh, yeah. Yeah, as luck would have it, of course, when you show up, the thing the game's been waiting for you to do will do. It'd be great if a game was like, sorry kid, you missed it, it was yesterday. like in, you know, Animal Crossing or something like that. You missed the fishing tournament. Or I had in New Leaf, I had lately, I guess I missed the fishing tournament, and one of the villagers was like, "Oh, nobody entered the fishing tournament." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I was the prompt for that." Oh, he had a crush. Yeah, whoops, sorry, the whole village was slaughtered. Oh well. Ouch, that's some breakup text dialogue right there. I hope you find happiness. Yeah, so there's another Sprite Night. And everybody's just kind of okay with, well, you know, our daughter's gonna go get sacrificed. And, you know, it's fine. This game is mostly linear, but you do kind of have some choice about what you do. Yeah, everybody keeps giving you money in this game. Yeah, that is helpful. You only got 3. Pretty soon you get more. Yeah, let's just go. Because we're going to play for a couple more minutes. And then I'm actually going to go to sleep early tonight. This whole, the time change has, like, really messed me up. I feel like I have jet lag. Trying to see, sometimes there are items laying around on the world map you can pick up too. I felt like I was in slow motion all day. And it's weird too, like, because we're on spring break, so there's no work either, so like my whole kind of internal clock is all messed up. Yeah, I think there's places you can buy stuff here, yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing you can do. You can get recipes in this game. And you can do some stuff with that. I didn't do too much with the recipes in my playthrough. Oh yeah, here's the ship. Oh yeah, I talked to the guy. All set. Yeah, I'll get us to the next spot and then we'll stop. So yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line with this game is it's pretty good. It's a nice homage to, you know, like mid-90s, you know, Super Nintendo, Sega CD, PS1 era games. And there's another one that Tokyo RPG Factory just put out called Lost Sphere. It's actually kind of like, if you, in various places online, it's actually called I Am Setsuna 2. Although if I'm playing the demo, I don't think there's a connection, but it's in the same style. I'm gonna pick it up on the Switch. The Switch is kind of the idealized, like, RPG, especially these kind of RPGs machine, where you can just kind of sit on the couch and play. Although I don't do that much. I mostly play on the big screen every so often. Yeah, because you're about to get attacked. Yeah, we'll fight through these and then we'll wrap up. Combo X Strike. She's got no buffs. Setsuna's weapons actually get a little better later in the game, but she's mostly there to buff other characters. Yeah, so this is a series of battles of increasing difficulty. I think the first time I played through this, I think I died a couple times. Yeah, so we'll just regular kill them. There we go. There's a big thing coming in a second. I gotta get Ender. He needs MP. There we go. You level up pretty quickly, too. At least at first. Oh, he wants to help you out. Yeah, here comes the big thing. So we'll get through this and then we'll wrap up. And yeah, it's about to kick my ass, right? Alright, combo, X strike. And we'll use you to cure. It's so annoying how Setsuna gives you back like 400 HP when you've only got, you know, 200. That's, you know, really goofy. Here, Ender needs some MP. Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, she's like really powerful. She can get a shot in. Oh, only 6. Great. Not exactly helpful. She needs to get healed. Setsuna, that is. Come on, come on, come on, get there, get there, get there. Tech cure, yes. Yeah, see, 406. Oh, got him. Yeah, so you see how you can get water kills and time kills and all kinds of stuff like that? That gives you different stuff as the game goes on. Oh no, our ship. And yeah, so you wash up on shore, and basically what happens is you gotta find everybody. And then, you move on from there. So, alright, I think it's 9:38. I think we're gonna wrap things up for tonight. So, yeah, you know, I Am Setsuna's pretty cool. I kind of wish the Switch had been out before it came out on PS4, because I definitely would have bought it on the Switch. But that's okay. And I think it's a cool game. It's not too long. I played, I don't know, it's probably 30 hours. And some of that was just kind of messing around, because near the end, there's a couple spots where you can grind. There are these, like, enclaves of enemies that give you all kinds of stuff and a lot of XP, and you can like just sit and grind. And yeah, so thanks for coming by, Sarah, as always. Wednesday night I'm gonna do The Legend of Zelda on the NES, which should be a fun time. You know, I always have a lot to say about that game, because that's a beloved game from the early days. And so, yeah, alright, so, you know, see you then.